Do your best, Lord, to protect. Other than that, you know what I want. There's no use me repeating myself.
Mr. Dunn?
I owe you money.
No, sir.
I know your mama.
Thought you might be interested in training me.
I don't train girls.
Morgan Freeman's distinctive voice, Scrap, provides narration from beginning to conclusion. Maggie, played by Hillary Swank, is a white trash 31-year-old diner waitress. Clint Eastwood plays Frankie Dunn, a boxing fitness instructor who has coached a number of promising fighters but has never been able to get them to a championship or money fight. Maggie understands she's in a dying situation and resolves to follow her ambition of becoming a boxer. Frankie is wary of female fighters, telling Maggie that she is too old to begin training and that he will not coach her. Scrap, one of Frankie's ex-fighters, is played by Morgan Freeman. Frankie feels bad about not stopping Scrap from boxing in his 109th match. Scrap disregarded Frankie's pleas to give up. He lost one eye in that battle 25 years ago, thus terminating his boxing career. Scrap became the custodian of Frankie's boxing facility as a result of this. It's also why Frankie adopts a cautious approach to training new boxers. He's a great trainer, but he's afraid of taking them to a top because he's terrified of the consequences of failure. As a result, a fighter abandons Frankie in favor of a more demanding manager. Maggie, together with the family, is hell-bent on proving Frankie incorrect. Scrap keeps giving Maggie advice on how to better herself. Frankie has yet to commit to becoming Maggie's personal trainer. Maggie convinces Frankie to train her at her 32nd birthday after much persuasion. A small backstory about Frankie's estranged connection with his daughter Kate is also revealed. We see a few pictures of letters Frankie wrote to his daughter that are return-stamped "Return to Sender," which he adds to one of his closet's many shoes boxes filled of such letters. Frankie's grief over his daughter is the reason he attends church every day, albeit we never understand why he feels so ashamed. Maggie was born without a father because his dad died while she was a child. Frankie and Maggie eventually meet and realize that another can fill the vacuum in their lives. Maggie wants to compete for the world title in Las Vegas, and after a year and a half of preparation and numerous knockouts, Frankie hesitates, not wanting to damage herself. Maggie leads him to see her white trash mother and sister, who lives in a trailer. Maggie surprises her mother with a new home less than a mile from their existing trailer, but she is enraged. If welfare learns about the house, she will lose her benefits. They stop at a wayside cafe that really was her father's favorite. On the way back, she tells tender tales of her father. She informs him about just the time he euthanized their ailing pet dog. Frankie, by the way, adores the lemon meringue pie at this cafe. He is considering purchasing the diner. Maggie is finally ready to move up. According to Frankie, he organizes a series of fights with highly competent British and European opposition. He gives her a new fight robe with a Gaelic phrase on it before she enters the ring for the first time. He refuses to explain what it means. As she approaches the ring, the audience screams her name. Maggie easily wins every fight, putting her on the road to a champion bout. Maggie will face the current lightweight champion in the championship bout. Not only is the title holder fierce and tough, but he also fights dirty. She pounces on Maggie in the first 2 rounds, earning 2 demerit points for 2 fouls punches. The ref warns her that she will be dismissed next time. Maggie adopts a fresh tactic in the next rounds, as instructed by Frankie, and begins to break ground. The crowd goes nuts as she plainly wins the bout. She re-enters the fight, and after a few blows and a near knockout, her opponent climbs to her knees after a 9 count. They are sent back to respective corners by the referee. Maggie turns her attention on the referee, and before she could even reaches her corner, her enemy moves toward her. Maggie's neck is broken when she takes a lethal shot at her blind side and lands on her face on the corner stool. Maggie sustains a spinal injury that renders her physically incapacitated. The final quarter of the film deals with euthanasia and human morality. Maggie has been hospitalized for a long period of time and must soon have her leg removed owing to gangrenous bed sores. Maggie's family arrived at a hotel nearby, and after a week of sightseeing at Disneyland as well as other tourist attractions, they try to persuade her to sign a statutory declaration giving her mother ownership of her assets. They tell Frankie to keep his own business. Despite his skepticism, he walks away, disgusted by them. Maggie orders them to go and declares that she will never see them again. Maggie then requests a favor from Frankie. She inquires as to if he recalls her narrative about her dad and their dog. She has lost interest in living. She had her moment of glory, and she wants to die recalling the adoring crowd. Frankie says no. Frankie is awakened inside the middle of night later on. Maggie chewed her tongue in an attempt to bleeding to death. Doctors save her life and repair her tongue. She takes out the stitches and gives it another shot. They covering her tongue this time, thus she can't get around to it. Frankie has realized how much she wants to suffer and is considering slowly dying her by allowing her to live or killing her while she is alive. Scrap informs him that almost all people die pondering what if but never having a chance. He informs him that Maggie had her once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and that maybe I did okay. Frankie makes the decision to end her life and fulfill her wishes. He enters her room unobserved. She could only smile when he tells her whatever he's going to do. He explains that the embroidered Gaelic word on her robes and shouted by her supporters means my dear, my blood. He removes her ventilator and administers adrenaline to her. She passes away instantly. We witness Scrap writing letters near the end of the film, and we understand that this letter has been the narration throughout. He rarely returned to the gym, and I've never seen him again, he says in the end. I'm assuming he's somewhere within the middle. Yet wherever he is, I'm confident he's fine. I just tried to tell you about Frankie's character. I just wanted to tell you about your father. Frankie is pictured enjoying pie at the cafe where Maggie had taken him. We're supposed to assume that he sold the gymnasium and bought the cafe, like he informed Maggie he wanted to do someday. This is all. Please make sure to subscribe our channel.